happy Pride Month. Today I'm going to be building a rainbow town to celebrate, and you're about to watch the entire build come together in this time lapse. I hope you enjoy. Now, a little word of warning. I am no builder, but I decided to contribute even a little bit to the community. So, the build is not perfect, but it's got wabi-sabi, I promise. It's got wabi-sabi, just trust the process. Grab some tea, grab a snack, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. For this part of the build, I wanted to make a lake, but not just any lake. Since I wanted this to be the center of the town, I thought it would be fun to make it heart-shaped. Getting the shape was way harder than I expected. I tried to freehand it at first, but I quickly realized this was not a good idea, so I quickly patched it up and made a grid. A circle grid. In Minecraft. Because, as we all know, it always goes well. I'm not too mad at the circle though, I think it came up pretty good. Then I started mapping out the heart-shaped with green wool, so that I could differentiate the shape. It took me way longer than it should have. But hey, at least I got a decent heart shape. Once I was happy with the outline, I started digging everything out. This is probably the most satisfying part of any time-lapse because it looks like I'm working at superhuman speed when in reality, it was just staring at dirt for 20 or even more minutes, actually. Now that I think about it, I think I watched 3 Ginny and Georgie episodes while doing this. By the way, I need a new Netflix show, so if you have any recommendations, I will take anything. After the dirt horror, I finally started my favorite part of any Minecraft build, texturing and adding the details. It's my favorite part because you can see the build come to life. And finally, you can see my vision, okay? It doesn't look as horrible when I'm done. I promise, I swear. After that, I added the water, and honestly, that's when the whole thing started coming together. Suddenly, it actually looked like a heart instead of some weird potato-shaped pond. I also cleaned up the edges and added some details around the shoreline so it felt a little bit more natural and blended into the town. Well, it's a heart-shaped lake, so I can only do so much, but you get the point. Then came absolute horror, terraforming. I wanted to make the town a little bit more lift so that it would curve the heart-shaped lake a little bit more nicely, so I decided to make a hill. Oh, poor summer child Tartese. She thought it would take her half an hour, maybe 1 hour max. No, it took me a total of 3 freaking hours. Well, I was watching Netflix beside that, but that's besides the point. That doesn't matter. I decided to make a path going through the hill so that it would feel a little bit more towny and welcoming, and also to have a little bit more grid as to where to put the houses. And I also decided to decorate it with rainbow-shaped fences. Well, they don't have green fences in Minecraft, so I had to get creative, but I think I made it work. Let me know! And then it finally came to starting the actual town. And let me tell you, I was not happy with the first few houses. I decided to start building very late at night, so the first few houses came out a little bit wonky, but don't worry, I'm going to change them up a lot throughout the video. So don't worry, it's not gonna look so horrible. Please, just trust me, please. At this point, you might be asking yourself, hey Tartese, if you were gonna change the whole entire concept of the house, why did you even keep it in the video? Oh, that's very simple. I wanted to show you that nothing always goes perfect in Minecraft videos, and there are some mess ups and cleanups and a lot of working behind the scenes so that you could feel a little better around your builds because I am not a good builder at all, but it brings me joy, and that's why I do it, and that's why I love it. You don't have to be perfect. Your builds don't have to be perfect either. All that matters is that you have fun and you get creative with it. My original concept for the entire town was to make it look kind of like Santorini, that place in Greece where buildings stand in pristine line next to each other and look perfect and amazing. But I quickly realized that I was not doing that concept justice, so I let go of that idea later on and went back to fix the buildings. It is also my first ever video in the time-lapse concept, and I don't really know how to feel about it. Let me know if you guys like this format of videos, and let me know if you'd like more from me. It is also my very first time recording such a long voiceover. I used to do some snippets here and there, but I never did a full-on video with my voice snipping out in the voiceover. English is not my first language, and it's incredibly hard to step out of my comfort zone and just speak into the mic and speak up my mind. So I'm sorry about that, and I hope you guys can be understanding, and I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. After building those horrendous houses, I decided that every good town needs a marketplace, so I spawned some villagers, and let me tell you, their hunts were driving me absolutely insane throughout the entirety of making this video, but thankfully, you don't have to hear it. I decided to make a few market stalls just to sell the livable town a little bit better. I made a librarian, a blacksmith, and a fisherman, and some other random market stall. Let me know what it could be. And then it came to the orange part of the town. I am again going to change the build later on because I hated how it turned out and I didn't even know what I was going for. I believe that I used way too bright orange block, but also I wanted it to be vibrant and didn't really think about how it would look altogether. And let me tell you, it looked pretty horrendous. It looked like chocolate covered orange, which, by the way, these are gross. As you can see here, I quickly realized that this building should never exist, should never be built, so I quickly took it down and decided to start making the yellow part of the town. And this is also the moment where I realized, hey, this town can't look like this. I hate every single thing about it. So after a few switch ups, changing the colors a little bit and changing the whole entire palette of the yellow house, I decided to settle in for a little summer home. Maybe a surfer lives there? It looks like it, certainly. And yeah, as you can see here, I forgot to record making the greenhouse and the blue house as well. So you get a quick rundown of how it looks like. The green one is personally my favorite. And the blue one, I decided to make it a barn. And also, these are not my ideas. I got inspired off of Pinterest, so I will try to find the original images and link them in the description if you'd like to check them out and get inspired by yourselves. And then it came to the purple house. Well, I don't know if you can even call it a house, because I decided to make it some weird rainbow factory. Or maybe a magic school. Let me know what it reminds you of. It kind of looks like some of the Hagrid's hut type of things. For the roof, I decided to make an oval shape because obviously we need more circles in Minecraft. And I struggled really badly with it. First, I didn't like the color, then I didn't like the shape. Then I tried to make it a little bit more oomphy, have a little bit more depth to it. But in the end, I really don't think it looks that good, so maybe don't look at it too close. And yeah, also it started raining. I hate vanilla Minecraft rain, but there's something so nostalgic about it. I decided to leave it there just for you to catch the vibe a little bit more. Now that I'm rewatching the footage, I kind of see a Rapunzel's tower in this build, especially with the leaves and the balcony. I think it gives off that Disney vibes. Well, old Disney anyway. I decided to make a little glass rainbow come out of the chimney to make it look a little bit more like a factory, a building that can actually be used for some experiments, maybe teaching, something like that. And I think that smoke in rainbow colors looks really nice, especially with the light that I added. It's invisible light from Minecraft, so it doesn't leave a cast, but it looks like this area is self-lit and it looks amazing in my personal opinion. But let me know yours in the comments. I decided to build a little calcite snow hut right next to the building so that it doesn't look so bare and circular, because the circular building didn't look as good on its own, but the square one right next to it added depth and a little bit more story to it. I also liked how white has become one of the greatest grading colors in Minecraft, because we have so many blocks we can pair them up with, and this house is actually mainly built out of snow, because it, my personal opinion, it fits calcite and diorite the most. I'm also not a fan of purple, but the combination of amethyst and purple concrete speaks to me in many different ways. It's so whimsical and fantastical, and it reminds me of a certain district from season 2 of Empires. If you know, you know. And as I said, I did. I quickly took down the 2 red buildings in the beginning of the video with a little bit of help of TNT, because I'm lazy, don't judge me, and decided to switch them up for one bigger building with a little bit more texturing, a bit subtle in color, but I think it looks way better. And yes, it is only one wall because I got lazy. Listen, you would do the same if you were in my spot. For this part, I was also considering getting inspired off of Pinterest, but I ended up kind of doing my own thing. If I'll find the original image, I'll make sure to link it in the description of this video. But my version is a little bit more different, I'd like to say, but it's up for you to tell me if it is really different or if I'm just making it up. I made a little bit more textured version using a little bit more wood and mud because it's a really cool block and I don't think I've appreciated it enough. I also added a little tower on top to sell the build a little bit more and add some depth to it. I'm not sure about how it really looks, but I think it's not that bad. It could be better. There's room for improvement, that's for sure. Then onto our sad little orange. I also decided to make the colors a little bit more subtle and make it fit the vibe a little bit more. It ended up being a little bit less saturated version of a rainbow town, but I think this less saturated version looks a little bit more coherent and better. I don't think I can pull off bright colors if I'm going to be completely honest. I think I need a little bit more practice for that. I also think I went a little bit too much on the brown details on this house, but I still think it looks pretty cute. It has character. Wabi sabi. And here it is, the finished rainbow town. It's not perfect, but I'm not a professional builder and I'm still trying to learn as much as I can as everyone else. And I also want to take a moment and say Happy Pride Month to everyone out there. Please keep being you, keep shining, and keep spreading love, because that's all that you deserve. And thank you so much for watching this video. As always, please leave a comment, leave a like, leave a subscription if you'd like the video, and if you'd like me to make more, I'm always open for suggestions. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!